Hello, everyone. Welcome to Live Through Jesus Weekly Devotions with Courtney Gilmore. On this episode, Santa claims to be magical, but God is truly miraculous. When my daughter was about 3 or 4 years old, she was asking me a million questions about Santa, as most kids that age do. How does he get to every single house in one night? How does he know what presents to put under which tree? How come nobody ever sees him or hears him when he comes in? All of these things. And so I tried to explain it to her. I tried to explain that, he has these special powers, and so that gives him ability to do things that nobody else can do. And she immediately said, "So he's like God." And then I'm like, "Oh, no, no, he is not like God. He's not like God at all. No one is like God." And so I told her that. And then I said, it's fun for us to pretend that Santa can do all of these things, but it's really just a fun game that we play. It's just fun to pretend that there's this man mysteriously putting these gifts underneath the tree. But no one can actually do these things. God is the only one that can do miraculous things. And before you turn this off and think this is another podcast about what you should tell your kids about Santa, that's not what this is about. It has nothing to do with what you believe or tell your children about Santa. What it has to do with is what you believe and tell your children about God. Because when I was reading, we've been going through the book of First Kings and talking about King Solomon. And whenever he was finished building the temple, he dedicated it to the Lord with sacrifice and prayer. And in his prayer, he repeatedly asked God to have his eyes on this place and hear all of the prayers that were offered there. And God's response to him was, "I will. I will perpetually have my eyes on this place, and I will hear all of the prayers offered here. And if you will walk in my ways and obey my commands, then I will be with you always, and I will bless you. But if y'all turn away from me and you worship other gods, then I will cast this place from my sight, and I will cast you from this land." And so Solomon had asked that he watch over them and that he hear their prayers. And God said, "I will do that, but also not only will I watch, but I'm going to know whether you do what you're supposed to do or not." And that reminded me of the song Santa Claus is Coming to Town, where it says, he knows when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake, he knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sakes. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why Santa Claus is coming to town, right? You got that? And so that made me think about, this is what God was saying. He was saying, I'm going to know if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sakes. And that reminded me of that story with my daughter, telling her that, we claim all these things about Santa. She wasn't wrong. We're telling her that he can do things that are miracles. And nobody can perform miracles but God. And so no matter what you believe about Santa, and tell your kids about Santa this Christmas, that doesn't matter. What matters is what you believe and tell your children about God, because he is actually the only one that sees you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake. Listen to this in Psalm 139, 1 through 6. It says, "O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know my sitting down and my rising up. You understand my thoughts afar off. You comprehend my way and my lying down, and you're acquainted with all my ways. For there is not a word on my tongue, but behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You have hedged me behind and before, and laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, and I can't attain it." I can't get it. We're like the kids who can't get what we're claiming about Santa. It doesn't even make sense to us, yet he is actually able to do these things. He is actually able to know when we're sleeping and know when we're awake and know if we're the words we say and the things that we're doing. And he even knows the thoughts in our heads. He knows our intentions behind the thoughts in our heads and the reason that we do all of the things that we're doing. He knows all of that. And he also is the one that knows whether we've been bad or good. And he actually can either bless us or discipline us according to that. Unlike Santa, who doesn't know and doesn't have the power to, give us good presents or a lump of coal. And so Hebrews 4:13 says, there is no creature hidden from his sight, but all things are naked and open to the eyes of him to whom we must give account. He's also the one that hears our prayers. He told Solomon that he would hear their prayers, and he hears our prayers too. And not only does he hear them, but he can respond to these prayers. Isaiah 59:1 says, behold, the Lord's hand is not short, that it cannot save, nor is his ear heavy, that it can't hear. So he hears our prayers. He cares about our worries and our fears, and he holds our hand and he dries our tears. God cares about all of the things that we are praying about. Psalm 56:3 says, whenever I'm afraid, I will trust in you. And down in verse 8, it says, you number my wanderings. You put my tears in your bottle. Our tears are so precious to him that he bottles them up. This is how much God cares about us. Nobody on earth loves us as much as God does. And he sent his son Jesus on this blessed Christmas morn to live and die for us as proof of that unending love for us. Isaiah 9:6 says, for unto us a child is born, a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. He's the one that gives the best gifts. Santa's not the one that gives the best gifts. He doesn't give any gifts, but God gives the best gifts. Matthew 7:11 says, if you then, being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, then how much more will the Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? So it doesn't matter what you believe about Santa, but what you believe about God won't just change a season in your life. It will change your whole life. It's the only thing that matters. So believe in him today. Trust that he sees and he hears and he cares and he knows. Have faith in the power that he has to work in your life and to give the very perfect best gifts. And then thank him for the gift of Jesus, which is the best gift that he could have ever given us. And then tell everybody this Christmas about the one that you do believe in, the one that really matters, that you believe in him. Whenever I used to do the Christmas play with the kids at church, we would go through, the night that Jesus was born. And then we would always end the play with the song Go Tell It on the Mountain, because I wanted everyone to leave there remembering all of the things that they saw that happened with the prediction of Jesus and the birth of Jesus, and go tell everyone. And so that's how I'm going to end this. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ was born. That's how our focus needs to be, on Jesus this Christmas and telling everyone about him, the one that it really matters about what we believe in. So that's all I have. Hope y'all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if you would like the lesson that I got this from, it was from 1 Kings 8 and 9, and it was called God Watches Over His People and Hears Their Prayers. You can go to LivethruJesus.substack.com. If you become a free subscriber there, then this blog post is there and all the past blog posts, and you'll get all the future blog posts emailed to you. And then if you become a paid subscriber there, $6 a month or $60 a year, then you can get the lessons that go along with each of these blog posts. And if you want to subscribe to the social media at LivethruJesus, then I'll be posting scriptures from this and also clips from this episode. So that's That's all I have for today. Merry Christmas again. See you back next year. Thanks and have a good day.